Darkness creeps across the land, and the fate of many hangs in delicate balance. Every choice, every step, brings the future closer, but will it be salvation or destruction that waits at the end of the path? The Highlands wake under a heavy, gray sky, clouds rolling across jagged cliffs as if hiding something from the world below. The wind howls through empty valleys, carrying with it the scent of wet earth and the echo of long-forgotten voices. Somewhere, in the distance, a lone figure moves across the moor, small against the vastness of the land, footsteps muffled by the soft mist that clings to every hill and stone. The landscape itself feels alive, whispering secrets in a language older than memory. Shadows stretch across ancient ruins, and the remains of old castles rise like ghosts from the fog. Each stone seems to hold a story, a memory, a warning that has been ignored for centuries. As the clouds shift, glimpses of sunlight briefly illuminate the land, revealing fleeting visions of what once was battlefields, families, faces long gone, their echoes lingering like a half-remembered dream. The wind carries the faint sounds of drums and distant chanting, though no one can be seen. It is a warning, a call, an omen that the world is about to change. Somewhere, a candle flickers in a dark room, the flame bending under the draft of an unseen breeze. On a worn wooden table, a manuscript lies open, its pages yellowed and fragile. Symbols and runes mark the surface, glowing faintly as if touched by some unseen magic. Words that were once meaningless now begin to form patterns, suggesting events yet to come. Outside, the sky darkens further, storm clouds rolling in from the west. Lightning cracks across the horizon, illuminating the mountains in sudden bursts, casting jagged shadows that vanish as quickly as they appear. The landscape seems to hold its breath, waiting for something inevitable. In the valleys, rivers wind through the land like silver threads, reflecting the dim light in fleeting flashes. The water moves silently, carrying with it the memories of those who have walked these lands before. Each ripple, each stone in a stream, seems to echo a prophecy, a message that has traveled through time, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. Amidst the mist, shapes appear and disappear, fleeting and almost imperceptible. Horses gallop through distant fields, their riders barely visible. Silhouettes against the gray of the world. Each movement feels deliberate, purposeful, as though the land itself guides them. The quiet is heavy with anticipation. Even the animals seem aware of the approaching storm. Birds fall silent, and the wind's howl grows louder, more urgent. Somewhere deep within the hills, an ancient stone circle sits untouched, its surface worn by centuries of rain and wind. The stones seem to pulse with life, resonating with the unseen energy that flows through the Highlands. The air grows colder as evening approaches, carrying a sense of inevitability. The prophecy, long dormant, begins to stir in the minds of those who are sensitive to the old ways, those who listen to the whispers of the land and the echoes of the past. Something is coming, a force that cannot be ignored. Shadows lengthen across the valleys and forests, twisting and shifting as if alive, hinting at dangers that lie in wait. The mountains themselves seem to bend and sigh under the weight of what is to come. Time feels different here, stretched and warped, the past and future brushing against each other like hands in the dark. Every stone, every leaf, every gust of wind carries a story, a warning, a clue to what lies ahead. The clouds break briefly, and the moon rises, pale and cold, casting silver light across the mist. It illuminates shapes that move just beyond perception, figures that watch silently, waiting. The prophecy does not speak loudly, it whispers. It is in the rustling of leaves, the ripple of water, the flicker of a candle. Its message is clear only to those willing to listen, and its consequences will touch everyone, seen and unseen. The night deepens, carrying with it an electric tension, as if the land itself is holding its breath. Every heartbeat, every footstep, every whisper of wind matters. The future is beginning to unfold, and nothing will remain unchanged. Fog clings. heavier to the valleys now, curling around the base of ancient oaks and the crumbling walls of forgotten castles. The air feels electric, thick with anticipation, and each breath carries the faint taste of rain-soaked earth and salt from the distant sea. Shadows twist unnaturally across the landscape, as though the land itself is shifting, rearranging itself, to conceal truths and reveal secrets only to those daring enough to look closer. Somewhere, hidden among the rocks, faint echoes of clashing metal and muffled cries drift on the wind. Memories of battles fought long ago, yet somehow alive, replaying in the folds of time. Streams glint faintly under the pale moonlight. Their surfaces smooth yet restless, ripples forming and vanishing as though warning unseen travelers that the world is not at peace. In the midst of the mist, a circle of standing stones appears, half buried in moss. Ancient and silent, they seem almost to hum, resonating with the power of something older than memory, something patient and watchful. The air round them shivers, with a strange energy, stirring the fine hairs on the arms of anyone who passes nearby. A solitary raven swoops low over the stones, its wings cutting through the fog, carrying with it an uncanny sense of forewarning. The land is alive with quiet motion, the rustle of leaves hiding unseen movement, the distant groan of a branch under invisible weight, the subtle tremor beneath the feet that suggests an awakening far beyond mortal comprehension. Somewhere in a shadowed glen, a figure pauses, clutching a worn piece of parchment. Its edges frayed and ink faded with age. Symbols etched upon it begin to shimmer faintly in the silver light, patterns shifting as if reading the mind of whoever holds it. Each mark seems to whisper a fragment of a story, fragments that form together only when the moments align perfectly, like threads weaving into a tapestry that has been in progress for centuries. As clouds drift across the moon, glimpses of movement appear beyond the veil of mist horses standing silently on a ridge, their riders hidden, their intentions unknown. Each figure seems poised on the edge of time, neither fully present nor entirely gone, caught in the liminal space between what has been and what is about to unfold. The wind carries faint whispers, words in a language that is nearly forgotten. Syllables that slip past understanding yet stir something deep within. The soul, in the distance, a castle rises, its spires piercing the sky, shadowed and foreboding, yet alive with flickering light from within. Flames dance in scattered windows, hinting at activity that is unseen but felt. The stirrings of people who know something vital, something that will alter the course of those who walk the moors. The atmosphere is taut, every leaf, every drop of rain, every shifting shadow charged with expectation. Paths that were once clear now seem uncertain, veiled in fog and the weight of hidden knowledge. Somewhere, the faint sound of chanting begins, carried across the hills by the wind. It is soft at first, almost imperceptible, then gradually grows, layers of voice rising and falling, weaving a melody that is haunting yet compelling. It speaks of promises and warnings, of choices that cannot be undone, of destinies intertwined. Like the roots of the great oaks themselves, figures move through this tapestry of mist and shadow, their faces hidden, their intentions unclear. They stop at crossroads, glance at weathered maps, and trace runes etched into stone or parchment. Each movement deliberate, each action heavy with consequence. The elements themselves seem to respond. Lightning flickers across the sky, illuminating. Glimpses of creatures in the distance, shapes that vanish as quickly as they appear, leaving only the echo of their presence behind. Rain begins to fall in thin, silvery threads, tapping rhythmically on leaves and rocks. A subtle percussion that seems to mark time itself, counting down to something inevitable. The landscape twists between beauty and menace, hills bathed in moonlight, yet dark valleys swallowing every sound. Rivers reflecting the pale glow while concealing what lies beneath. And throughout it all, the sense of being watched persists. An unseen observer moving just beyond sight, recording, judging, waiting. The prophecy that had begun to stir now grows stronger, threading through the land, through time, through the hearts of those who dare listen. Every whisper of wind, every flicker of shadow, every faint glimmer of light carries meaning. A warning that choices have consequences far beyond the immediate, far beyond the mortal realm. Even as the storm gathers on the horizon, the land holds itself in suspense, poised between revelation and disaster, as though aware that soon all that has been hidden must step into the open, and the echoes of the past will meet the footsteps of the future in ways that no one can fully anticipate. The night deepens, and the whispers grow louder, the energy in the air thick and palpable. Something is moving, something unseen yet undeniably present. Shapes shift, shadows lengthen, and every sound, from the soft drip of water to the distant rumble of thunder, seems imbued with significance. The prophecy is no longer a distant rumor of fate.